Hello buddies, from Borderline Games. I'm Gareth and today we're playing Beyond our Rule Ripper. Last time, the game seems to be selling me hard on cocktail and poker being our culprit, so I think that maybe that means that they're not. I don't really have any evidence. It's just like a gut feeling. I was kind of sold on cocktail being a potential culprit, but now I'm not too sure. You know, sometimes it happens. Anything else happen? Bit of confrontation between coffee and cigar. Did that resolve itself? I feel like it might have done. That might come up again. This music's so nice, I hardly want to click out of it. But we got to. Chase. Timeout. We're back from our timeout. Right, it doesn't seem like we can find out more for now. We could try looking for the other key, but that's after the council. Oh yeah, there was a key. Yeah, well. She's French. So, what do we talk about now? How about going back to the data? I might have a better idea. We have yet to discuss the murder itself. Yeah, I guess that's true. That's right, we can't avoid the topic forever. Data hasn't been very helpful in identifying the culprit so far. The traditional method could be the solution. That sounds good to me. Any nays? Hands up now. Well, the music stopped then for a weird one. Oh yes, so where to start? Before we move on, I think we should hear everyone's testimonies and alibis. Yeah, the music cut out for a weird. I thought there was going to be a thing then, but I guess not. Everyone's, I'm innocent. Yes, it's basic yet crucial. Sure, who goes first? Are you ignoring me or what? We know you're innocent, but knowing where everyone was and what they saw should help us. Well, when you put it like that, I'm still annoyed. You're so on edge. Anything sets you off. If you weren't a kid, you'd be the most suspicious one here. That's how children are. Some of them at least. Hey! If you don't like being called a kid, stop acting like one and give us your testimony. Where were you at the time? Me? I went to piano after the council. Do I need to do anything? No. It's true. I found him playing it while looking for Barman Man, and sat down to be the audience. Oh? Pretty far from the crime scene, so I'm guessing you saw nothing interesting. Anything suspicious here? I only saw the piano. Use a piano and me's piano. Okay. Ha ha ha. So obviously it wasn't me, but not because I'm weak or anything. Oh? Yes, we get it. It's okay. Huh. And you? I think I'm the second oldest person here, as much as I'd like to deny that. So when it comes to beating Jin in strength, I'm sure she would win against me easily. We're holding a lot in the fact that they're strong. When it comes to an alibi, I don't know if there's any way to say this without it sounding like a lie, but I swear it's true. after the council, I went to the bathroom. Okay. The crime scene. No, of course not. Jim was in the men's bathroom. Next to the crime scene, then. You heard anything? You could have. I'm so sorry, but no, I could have done nothing. There was total silence from the other side of the wall while I was there. And how long was that? More than I'd like to admit, really. Wouldn't that mean that the crime happened later than expected? The time frame between the council's closing and the antidote's arrival isn't too big. Not much margin of error, especially if Cigar was inside for a while. I know, that's why I knew it would be hard to believe. What about after you left? Once I was done with my business, and after tidying up, I headed to the counter to wait for the antidotes. Along the way I saw Poker sitting next to the fish tank, but we didn't talk. So Poker isn't the killer? I wish it was that simple. That was moments before the antidotes came down. Yes, with how much time I spent there alone, the whole thing must have happened right next to me, and I was completely oblivious to it. But I don't get it. Ginny was screaming when we found her. Calm down. There has to be a way to explain this. Oh man, okay. Something prevented her from hearing. Cigar is lying. Cigar wasn't paying attention. Well, we know that there was a sound to be heard. I could potentially say that she was lying. I feel like this is... I think that she probably would have heard if she could have. Something prevented her from hearing is interesting. There wasn't something about the bathrooms being soundproof or something, was there? Something like that? I don't know. I feel like it's either this one or this one, and I don't know whether I want to accuse Cigar of lying yet. Let's try this. Something prevented her from hearing, and then if that's wrong, maybe we can reload and go here. Maybe there was something that stopped the sound from reaching her ears. Something like what? Wait, I got it. Some other noise. Another noise? Huh? Like the noise when you flush the toilet. Or maybe you were washing your hands, or maybe you had to flush the toilet numerous times because of what you did. I doubt the water's loud enough to cover the sound of a murder happening next door. Well, actually, she died later, so it wasn't the sound of murder. Yet. Kid, give it up. The detective badge is too big for you. Hey! It's not like I want to be one. Was that your theory as well, Bill? It's not my theory. No, I'd say there's a simpler explanation. Maybe the bathroom walls are soundproof. Yes, for example. Yes! Oh, now that you mention it, that really is simple. Are they, though? Someone go scream in the bathroom. You've been there a few times. You tell us. Me? I've got no damn clue. Vodka's been there a couple of times, that's interesting. Even if they are soundproof, someone inside would have no way of knowing if sound can be heard from the outside. I was kidding. Anyways, we should check later. Okay, so can we finally move to someone else? Being the center of attention stresses me out, especially in this situation. Yeah, we shouldn't be questioning this poor woman when we've got main suspects. Joker, it's your turn. Mine. Cigar already did it for me. I didn't move an inch from that seat near the fishes until the antidotes came down. I'm sure some people passed by, but sorry to disappoint. I wasn't paying attention. No names to give. My mind pretty much went blank, staring at the ceiling. Was that long? Given all the shit that's been going on, I needed a smoke break. I was feeling a headache coming otherwise, you know? Besides that, my youth's far behind me too. But I can't hide that I've still got some muscle from the good old days, so no defense for me there. Still, I got along with gin more than most of you. Didn't last long, sure, but it counts for something. Nothing love-related, right? No. Hell no. No way. Maybe if I was a decade younger, but not even then. Alright. No need to be rude. What are you implying there? She's French. Just being honest, girl. She wasn't my type. Wouldn't have ever gone beyond friends. So we can rule out a tragic breakup. What do you think this is, a soap opera? We met hours ago, for fuck. We got it. I think Lime fell in love, so, you know. Well, this girl's finally taking this seriously. It took a death to. Sacre bleu. It took ages to go away. Alright. Duly noted. Okay. Sorry, I was the one not being serious after all. Don't worry. Trying to reduce psychological toll with light jokes is quite common. It's a very human reaction. Guess so. I've said all I had to say. Someone else can take the lead. And that person will be Vodka. He'll have things on track.
My statement will be short, so I'll go ahead. I hated her and I killed her. As I said, my body is far from being able to kill anyone. Moreover, the killer has to be number one, no?
We all received our antidotes, which means no one broke their rule and only one is allowed to commit this kind of crime.
Technically speaking, 9 could have done so with a link. But that rule was the victim.
Or was it?
I bring it up because on the first one of these council things, I said I was the one to fulfill that one rule where we have to give a number. So it can't be me.
True. One wouldn't give their real number to fulfill rule number 3, even less so on the first council. A shame that one of the least likely suspects had to choose that number.
You had the chance, young man. No complaints to me now.
Your innocence is very clear, but what were you doing at that time? Did you see anything suspicious? Tell me!
Nothing whatsoever. I sat down at the counter to rest while we waited for the antidotes.
So that's where he was.
I was alone, so it didn't take me long to fall asleep.
I can confirm, when I got there in search of Cocktail, he was so totally out. I couldn't even bring myself to wake him up.
I appreciate that. In the end, the lift's noise was what woke me up. What about you, miss?
Lime stopped herself and took in a very deep breath. After almost breaking down, now she was trying to pull herself together as much as she could. I couldn't do that to anyone, period. And especially not to her. That's honestly all I can say. I'm not very strong either, but even if I was, I just couldn't. You and Poker were the two closest to the victim. However, that could be seen as a double-edged sword. Mate, leave me be. I'm sad, okay? Sacre bleu. Mate. I'm not your mate. Also, I was with Piano for most of it. Forget about that? Sure, I don't forget. I don't doubt that. I was just, sorry. Oh, come on out with it. What's your alibi? We're one of the main suspects. Shouldn't be judging others when you haven't said a thing. Fair enough. Okay. I was sitting on a sofa on the other side of this floor, alone. Okay. Didn't move an inch until it was time for the antidotes. I don't know if I've got anything that contradicts this.
Where I woke up.
Is it true? Either that sofa or the other one, I don't remember. And it doesn't matter. It's kind of ambiguous. Wait, I was here before going to the counter and I didn't see you. You saw the sofa's empty. Okay, I didn't look in that direction. And I guess it's far enough that I couldn't hear you. Not that I made much noise in the first place. It's not like I'm expecting you to believe with no evidence. There's no need to prove my innocence anyways. What? Now that's seriously suspicious. Worst that can happen is that you accuse me and I get Rule 6's protection. That would mean wasting this council's chance to catch the culprit, though. Still, if you want to get rid of a suspect, go ahead. We would certainly vote for each other, the suspects, and we'd be correct eventually, but that would mean deciding to remove Rule 1.
Just like I said, to capture the killer and stop others from appearing, we have to use another method. That's not what you said. I might be paraphrasing.
If no one's willing to accuse, let's keep going. What has the other main suspect to say for himself? I've been thinking, but to no avail. I don't think there's any way to defend myself either. Interesting. Is it going to be Cocktail eventually? Well, it doesn't amount to much. The only thing I can do is swear that I'm innocent. From the bottom of my heart. I would never commit any violent crime. Is it going to be Cocktail in the end, is what I meant. I also hope from the bottom of mine that you're telling the truth. I can't possibly see someone like you as a killer. Thank you. As for my alibi, I decided to leave the counter until the start of the next hour. It's at this point where I must make a small confession. I'd previously testified that I had taken the time to walk around. However, the truth is that I stood still in one place until I went back to the counter, minutes before the antidotes arrived. I was at the entrance. Okay. That is quite a distance away. The entrance! No wonder I couldn't find you. I also have a small confession. I might have overstated my search for you. I only checked into places before I got distracted by Piano's piano. Your lack of focus is the least of our concerns right now. What were you doing at the entrance? Or are you really expecting us to accept something so suspicious and move on? I'm ashamed to admit it. That's why I hid it before. Now, however, given the state of things, it was a small gamble. I thought that if I waited at the door, I could have a chance of finding rule number 2. The extra time we had before the end of the hour was a good opportunity to leave. After all, and the arrival of the antidotes would force them to return. Can I dispute any of this? I think he's the most suspicious, but... No luck though, I imagine. It could be that he did see someone. It could be that he's number 2. I don't think he is, though. Sadly, it appears that 2 did not go out. So what if you had run into them? What were you going to do? Kill them? What were you going to do? Good question. I don't intend to eliminate anyone at all, so I would have tried to make a deal with that person, keep the secret in exchange of information. About the outside? I'm not totally convinced, but I guess it makes sense, right? It certainly does, if you ask me. Yeah, just more the same impossible to confirm shit. Is there a point to this? Alright, Poker. It's annoying, but that's all we can do for now. Next. There's just 2 people left. Me and Coffee. Knowing her, I'll have to go first. What should I say? So I could swear my innocence, deny the chance of being guilty, appeal to the lack of motive. I don't have a reason to. I definitely have a reason to. Deny the chance of being guilty. Well, I feel like anyone has a chance of being guilty. Also, I was by the toilets, wasn't I? Wasn't I next to the couches or something? I think I heard... There was a scene where I heard 3 people going to the toilet. So I think that must mean I must have been close enough for them to suspect me. So maybe all I can do... If I do this, this might be turned against me. If I do this, this will definitely be turned against me. Maybe I should just swear innocence? If I had the chance... Can anyone confirm that? I was asleep, wasn't I? I think I was asleep. So in that case, I didn't have anyone with me. So it is possible. The lack of motive. That's not enough, is it? Because a lack of motive... Like, clearly there's a motive, I want to leave. Let's swear innocence. Maybe it was me? The detective was the murderer? I am innocent. I can't prove it right now, but that's the truth. Are you just copying Cocktail? That's fine. Most of us don't have any solid defense either. Just do one left. Fifi.
Do not call me that. I was in one of the sofas close to the fish tank, but I didn't pay any attention to who went by.
That seems odd because she's definitely the type to pay attention, I think. What?
If I had known a murder was about to take place, I would have.
Obviously. You didn't even take a look. What were you doing?
It's none of your business. I was looking through my barman and meditating.
Meditating like a monk.
Not in a religious sense, I simply close my eyes to focus and think. The one thing I can say is that I heard footsteps going towards the bathrooms, and later on the opposite way. You told me that there were 3.
Oh, is that where we got it from? One set had to be mine. I was sure that it was when we were sleeping, but maybe Coffee told us. You, Jin, and the culprit. Here's where the contradiction comes in. If we start talking about it, everything could get out of control. Would it be better to get it out of the way now, or go through other topics first? Right, so did I hear a different amount of footsteps? Do I bring that up now, or do I hang on and hold on to it for a little bit? Because if it is that it's Coffee, or if it's that it's somebody else, if I give up this information, that could be used against me somewhere. What to do? But if I wait, then it could end up finishing. It hasn't said don't bring it up, so maybe I'll wait. Hope that's the right thing to do. You can now check the alibis by clicking on Jin's ball on the map. So in other words, the only ones we can rule out are piano and vodka. Can I do that now? I'll do it in a bit.
Correct.
That's interesting. Check alibis. Doesn't seem like we're getting much done then. Don't worry, let's go step by step. I can't say I'm an expert here, but I believe we should move on to another topic. You would want to move on, wouldn't you?
Another topic like what?
The what and the how. Nothing we don't know already, but it can lead us to some findings. First, the fundamentals. The victim, Jin, died from the poison after being unable to receive her antidote. Yes. The culprit locked her in the bathroom after the council to prevent her from drinking it. Nothing I can do here, right? Okay. About the bathroom. Who investigated it? I couldn't bring myself to go in. Yeah, who went in first?
Couldn't have chosen a worse place to do it. Where will I go to do my business now?
Keep back on track. The only option is the woman's. Them's the breaks, old man. Anyways, I took a look at the crime scene, but found out nothing. So did I, with the same results. The culprit did the job quite well.
But how? They had to use something to trap Jin in, right?
Did they?
They could have easily removed small pieces of evidence by flushing them down the toilets.
What would you need to... What would it be? Indeed, I didn't find anything either, but I examined the body. While I'm not a doctor, I can at least say that there was some traces of violence. A doorstop. Could you flush a doorstop? Here's my conclusion. The victim was attacked by surprise and knocked out. That's why no one here appears to be injured. We have to check to be really sure, to really be sure. If we search everyone's pockets, maybe we'll catch the culprit. Oh?
Are you telling us to get naked or what? Because I'm down.
Only the suspects.
Ah, bummer.
I guess it would make sense, though it's really inappropriate. I really doubt it'd be worth it. It's not like Jin had a weapon, right? Even if there was a fight, there wouldn't be much of an injury.
Are you sure she didn't? Or the culprit?
Oh. Any weapons I missed in there? Or anywhere in this bar? No, I don't think there were any weapons, were there?
A bottle from the counter could serve as one.
Well, we didn't see any injury, did we? So... It was just that the antidote wasn't acquired in time. Certainly, however, there were no shards of glass found, nor is there a bottle missing. Good point. Did you actually count them? Could a weapon have been used? No, of course not. I don't need to go that far. It would be hard to miss one bottle being taken.
And what if it was you? You could be lying.
I could be, yes. How else did you expect me to respond to that?
I don't know.
So if it's not cocktail, it's not poker, could it be that it's darts? Oops, we can talk about the method later. There's another issue that bothers me, the motive.
Isn't that obvious? Winning the game.
Sure, but why kill 9 of all things?
Why not? That way the objectives aren't in the way.
It could be that they don't want clues to be found. Someone forgot that links are a thing.
Right. 1 and 9 adds up to 10.
Oh, that's a thing, isn't it?
The kid has been paying attention in school. I'm not 5. Or I'm not rule number 5 either. I know equations and other stuff. Maybe the culprit didn't know that Jin had 9.
What would be the simplest explanation for why they'd get rid of the potential ally, but not the only one? I wonder if it was the result of a disagreement. Is this a failed alliance? Oh, what, Hank, what? Then the culprit would be someone shady, or at least someone who Jin wouldn't trust as an ally. It's kind of stuck over there. Okay. Are you saying that'd be me? Didn't give any names. Well, at least you're aware of what you are. I'm aware of all of you looking at me as soon as you said that, actually. How about turning it around? It just so happens that 2 players that are able to link up find each other 3 hours into the game. It's enough of a coincidence to think, like the kid did, that it was pure luck and they did not know each other's numbers. But what if they trusted each other so much that they revealed their numbers in private? Poker would be the biggest suspect. So you think I'd reveal my rule to someone? That's an interesting point. It's just one more theory to add to the pile, and I've got another. I've had a thought floating around my head for a while. It seemed that Jin's death hit you hard. You didn't hold back your rage at all. And that means I cared enough about her to tell her my number. No, that's not it. Where did that fury go? Now I only see a smile. That's interesting. How dare you? Ah, there it is. Didn't go too far after all. Want a demo of how real this fury is? If you're the culprit, I can give you a preview right now. Threats of violence, huh? I wonder who the killer could be. Enough is enough. We don't need a repeat of your fight. I know, don't worry. I didn't plan to, even if this guy is a pain in the ass. Not much time left, right? Might as well end it here. Sure. Let's do that. Everyone can draw their own conclusions. Hold on, I want to propose something before we end. Oh yeah? It's been 2 hours and it doesn't feel like we've gotten very far in solving this yet. Don't you think? I can't deny that so far we haven't. Therefore, I say we've got to increase the serious level and take action. How? What action? Oh, there's a hand. A vote. Lime. We're gonna do a vote. Not an accusation type of vote, dummy, just a hand vote on who we think is the one. What's the point of that? We're getting a vibe for where we're at, obviously. No harm in doing it, I guess. You made it sound more serious than that. I might have increased the draminess level too. Yeah, maybe. Still, the result could influence the culprit's behaviour if we get it right. Would that be good or bad? Let's try and throw a wrench into the works. Maybe I'll go for darts. Just one rule, only raise your hand once. I feel like darts has been influencing the group the most, maybe? Let's get the easy one out of the way, Bill. Anyone think it was... Nobody raised their hands, albeit piano's look still showing clear suspicion. Anyone think it was piano, I think is what was said just then, right? I approve. Next, all thinks the darts did it. Oh, can I say? Raise hand. Just me. Hands rose belonging to... Cigar, 1. Lime, 2. Billiards, 3. Ooh. And piano, 4. A few, but less than half. My expectations weren't very high, so I'll consider it acceptable. Next, who think poker did it? Maybe I should only vote for poker. For darts, rather. Hands rose belonging to... Oh. So I can't think... Oh, okay, I guess I've already voted for darts. So I've got a... So coffee, vodka... Cocktail... So we had 3 for the other, right? 4. We had 4 for darts and 4 for poker. Would you look at that? We're split. 4. Okay, cool. If we were to assume that the rest suspects me, there's no majority. Oh, okay. That's bad. Maybe they both did it. One way to look at it is that we're still far from finding out the culprit's identity. That's bad. Let's keep searching for now, okay? We can still find hints, plus more data. Music stopped. I concur. Once again, the council ended on a limbo. They all knew that this status quo could not last much longer, yet it appeared that no one could act. No one but one. Oh. Another council over. Another hour without answers. As the group was getting up and starting to leave, Bill couldn't help but wonder if ending the council early had been a good idea. And I guess we're going to find out next time on Borderline Games whether this was a good idea to end it early. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Beyond Our Rule Ripper, and I'll see you next time. Have a good evening. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.